Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paperboy, and it's time for another top 10. This week, we're delving deep into the Jehovah's Witnesses. Every week, I go and give you a different top 10. Do check them all out if you could. Recent sales over on eBay, and I try not to duplicate anything. So, like if the same book is 2, 3, and 7, you're not going to see 3 of the same book because that would be god-awful boring. I do add some extra things at the end as well. So let's get started. This I thought was amazing. Watchtower Jehovah's Witnesses Lego sound car and phonograph. $187.50 on this. I've never seen anything like this before. They, I guess, have a number of them. There's House to House and a couple of other ones I saw as well. Very, very interesting. Only put together once. Odd item, definitely. I don't know how it was distributed. Don't have any idea whatsoever on that. But if you do happen to see it out there, know that it goes from $187.50. Up next, number 9, Studies in the Scriptures book, series 4 to 7, Jehovah's Witness, $210.50. That's just over $50 a book. The only thing is there was no note in there that I saw as to what year these were. So I don't know how old they are or how new they are. Do recognize that symbol though. So do look at the symbol there on the cover. If you do happen to see that in your, when you're out and about, definitely do pick up the book if it has that on it. Coming in at number 8. Allotted 6 Jehovah's Witnesses Watchtower 78 RPM records, Judge Rutherford Sutter. $230 for 6 of them. So it's not quite $40 a record, but close. I have actually bought these records when I'm out there, and I don't do records. But if you are lucky enough to find them out there, know they go for $40 a record in a lot. So these are also the kind of things you don't tend to just find one. People will have had the set or a fair number of them with pretty much any of this stuff. So buy them when you see them. Coming in at number 7, 1916 Hymns in a Millennial Dawn, Jehovah's Witness Watchtower Music, $256.11 on that. I could definitely see that sitting in a box of books and nobody ever paying any attention to it whatsoever. Oh, it's an old hymnal, and they'd walk right on by it. $256, you're not walking by it, neither am I now. So you want to look over here for International Bible Students Association or Watchtower. The copyright page would say Watchtower on it. So that's a nice item over there. Number 6, very rare Charles Taze Russell, Jehovah's Witness, 1916 Watchtower Bible student. Very rare print of him, framed up as you can see. He was one of the founders or the founder. I don't really know the religion or that very well. But he was one of the founders, I guess, of the Jehovah's Witnesses. So know that name as well, Charles Taze Russell. His stuff will sell out there also. Up next, original 1914 photo, Drama of Creation, movie season, Jehovah's Witness Watchtower. $350 for that ticket right over there. You and I can both see, wow, that could definitely be sitting in some dealer's little just random paper pile that he goes, oh, a couple bucks each, anything in that pile. That could very well be sitting in there. So know that creation, and also notice on there, it does say International Bible Students Association. Yep, London and Brooklyn. So you definitely need to remember International Bible Students Association. And if you see anything with that on it, definitely worth picking up if it's cheap. Up next, Watchtower Jehovah's Witness Daily Heavenly Manna softbound leather, 1907, $404. And yet another one of those books, Daily Manna. Everybody would be walking right by it because it just looks, just like it's just an old religious book type deal. Know enough to pick it up, know enough to look inside, and you can make some pretty good money off of that. Same thing with the next one over here. So you can see 2 different My Friends and Their Birthdays and Daily Heavenly Manna and Birthday. So both have 1907 copyright on there, but they probably were put out in different years, or one of them is a nicer version than the other. But I wanted to show you both of them over there. $399, $400 essentially. And this is a 292,000 edition. If you look over on the, yep, right there, edition 292,000. So this also could be possibly a later print of that first one, just to let you know. But $400, do keep your eyes open for things like that when you're out there. To RPPC, Watchtower WBBR Crowd and Building Jehovah Witness 1927, $436 on that. Wow. 2 postcards, $436. It's over $200 a postcard. It's very, very valuable items right over there. And the number one highest price item by far, $820 this week. Watchtower Original Magazine Bag used by Jehovah's Witnesses in the 1940s. Wow, $820. Just a great looking bag over there. For it to have held up throughout all these years with just that little bit of damage on there is phenomenal. Really, really well made bag, obviously. So again, $820 on that. Somebody would have it in their pile and they go, oh, $10, get it out of here. Or even better, potential that could be loaded with books at a sale, and they go, oh, whole bag's $10, and you're like looking, going, I don't care what the books are in it, I want the bag. That does happen sometimes as well. Some bonus items for you. Jehovah's Witnesses Stadium Assembly 35mm slides, vintage 1970s, July 1971 Kodachrome. I will admit, I don't deal in slides. If I get them in, I wholesale them out, usually over on Whatnot. I don't care, I want them gone. Aren't anything that I deal in. You can get lucky. You can find things like this out there because there are not a lot of people that deal in slides. They are an area that you definitely can make some money in by knowing what you're doing in them. So just this shows the money that can be made out there. Up next, Watchtower 1914 Photo Drama of Creation book, Jehovah's Witness. I've actually had this book before. And that was what the ticket was before that we saw. So the tickets were at $3.95 because it's rarer than the book itself. Most people would have saved the book. What you might end up doing out there, if you're really, really lucky, find this book out there, have the ticket inside as a bookmark. Things like that do happen as well. So always check religious books, especially for things inside of them, because people a lot of times put various paperwork, things like that, inside the Bible or other religious books for whatever reason. Russellites, which is another name there, Jehovah's Witnesses, because of Charles Taze Russell. A.H. Macmillan, Millennium Kingdom, 1919 newspaper, $88. Just this little story. Look at that little tiny story right over there out of this whole newspaper over here. New York Times, 1919. You know, most people just sit there and list it as being, after World War I and the rebuilding and all that kind of stuff. Nope. The value is right there in that little ad right there. As the seller, in fact, did put that as the first picture, obviously, as well, $88. He also did another one over here, $112.50, all about the trial. So trial as well on that over there. And that's what it looks like on the front as well. So that would be a World War I newspaper. So again, most people, when they buy that, would just simply list it as a World War I newspaper, leave it at that, not go any further. $25, $30 newspaper based off of World War I? The real value is right there in that little story right there. So one of these days I'll do a newspaper one for you guys. Rare 1913 Bible Students Monthly, Yokohama, Japan. Watchtower Jehovah's Witnesses, $159.38. That is definitely one of those things that you could just find sitting out there. Somebody or other will just have this folded down just like that in a pile of stuff. It'll be $1. So just remember that logo. I think I've had that logo before, and I think I sold my items too cheap now that I'm looking at it. That's why I love doing these top 10. Shows me all the errors that I made in the past. A lot of 37 Watchtower and Awake, Jehovah's Witnesses hardcover books, 1967 to 2004. $315 on that. It's basically a collection of the monthly magazines, just to let you know is what that is. And then that's 37 years worth of collection. So actually, that's not a bad price whatsoever. You're talking $8-9 a book. You can definitely get more if you were to break that up and sell them individually. Hopefully that does help you a little bit. Do hit the like button if you could, and we will see you next video.